The court ordered the White House, DOJ, and FBI, among others, to immediately cease colluding with and coercing social media companies to suppress American speech, of course, conservative speech in particular. Director Wray, I find it stunning. You made no mention of this court opinion either in your opening statement today or in this lengthy 14-page report that you prepared on July 12th, which is 8 days after the court ruling. Have you read the ruling, sir?
I am familiar with the ruling, and I've reviewed it with our Office of General Counsel.
Are you deeply disturbed by what they've told you about the ruling if you haven't read it yourself?
Obviously, we're going to comply with the court's order, the court's preliminary injunction. We sent out guidance to the field and the headquarters about how to do that. Needless to say, the injunction itself is a subject of ongoing litigation, and so I'll decline to comment further on it.
Well, let me tell you what the court concluded, because it should be the first thing you think about every morning and the last thing you think about at night. They said that, quote, the court found, apparently the FBI engaged in a massive effort to suppress disfavored conservative speech and blatantly ignored the First Amendment's right to free speech. The evidence shows the FBI threatened adverse consequences to social media companies that they did not comply with its censorship request. The court found that, quote, this seemingly unrelenting pressure by the FBI and the other defendants had the intended result of suppressing millions of protected free speech postings by American citizens. As a result, the court states, for example, millions of citizens did not hear about the Hunter Biden laptop story prior to the November 3rd, 2020 election. Page 4 of the court ruling lists some of the important subjects that the Biden administration and the FBI forced the social media platforms to suppress. The evidence shows your agency, the people that directly report to you, suppressed conservative-leaning free speech about topics like the laptop, the lab leak theory of COVID-19's origin, the effectiveness of masks and COVID-19 lockdowns and vaccines, speech about election integrity in the 2020 presidential election, security of voting by mail, even parody about the president himself, negative posts about the economy. The FBI made the social media platforms pull that information off the internet if it came from conservative sources. They did this under the guise that it was disinformation. Can you define what disinformation is?
What I can tell you is that our focus is not on disinformation, broadly speaking.
Well, wait a minute. Yes, it is. Wait a minute.
Can I answer the question?
You can in a minute. Your star witness said in the litigation, Elvis Chan, who's in charge of this, said they do it on the basis of disinformation. We need a definition of what that is.
Our focus is on malign foreign disinformation, that is, foreign hostile actors who engage in covert efforts to abuse our social media platforms, which is something that is not seriously in dispute.
I have to stop you for time. That's not accurate. You need to read this court opinion because you're in charge of enforcing it.
So look, guys, you want to know why nobody trusts the three-letter agencies anymore? You want to know why nobody trusts the FBI or the DOJ or the CIA or any of all the other ones? People do not trust them because we have actual facts and data that leads to the fact that these people are colluding with very powerful Democrat people and Democrat leaders and to literally censor conservative-oriented messaging on social media. So they're colluding with the people. Before Elon bought Twitter, we now know that they were colluding with these people to censor things. And when you talk about the most egregious example of this is the Hunter Biden laptop story, which actually could have caused the 2020 election to go in a much different way. This is election interference, folks. And now we know via congressional testimony, via all of the things that people have said under oath, that these are actual facts. This is not some right-wing conspiracy theory. This is not, some whatever. These are actual facts. These are facts that were entered in the congressional record via congressional testimony, right? So we know that these things exist. And this is why people do not trust the FBI. This is why people do not trust Christopher Wray. This is why people do not trust a lot of these social media companies. And when you see a lot of this messaging that is coming from liberals and coming from Democrats that are anti-X now, anti-Twitter, they're going to tell you that Twitter is a cesspool of hate. They're going to tell you that Elon Musk has ruined Twitter. Ha, 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 Twitter's ruined, blah, blah, blah. This is propaganda because now this is a tool of information that they no longer control. So they're going to have to propagandize the idiots that follow them against this, okay? And they are now going to have to say, well, who knows the veracity of these things that you're seeing on Twitter, right? So that's where we are here. But back to Christopher Wray and the FBI and all of this other stuff, we know this stuff happened. This is a fact. And this is why people don't trust this stuff. You're not some idiot. You're not some right-wing conspiracy theorist when you question these things, because now we know that the actual facts and data are leading us to the conclusion that these entities and that these institutions are not to be trusted.